I'm going to bring in my international panel today for the US election and more. Sky News contributor Kosha Carter, past chair of the Parliament's Foreign Affairs and Defence Committee, Michael Danby. Well, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, final pitches. It's in the hands of the American people in about 3 hours when the East Coast polls open. Here's a breakdown of each candidate's easiest path to the White House from Fox News.
Harris is angling for this blue wall up here, and we've got her at 225 electoral votes. 270 is the number you need to get to. Her easiest way to win a week from today is to take Wisconsin, take Michigan, take Pennsylvania. That puts her at 269, and get that one electoral vote in Nebraska, which is Omaha. That would do it for Kamala Harris. What's the easiest way for Donald Trump to get back to the Oval Office? You want to win in Georgia? That's a flip from 2020. You have to hold North Carolina, and you have to flip Pennsylvania. That would put him dead even at 270 as well.
Well, Australian betting agencies have Donald Trump the favourite to win the election, while Harris is predicted to win the popular vote. Meanwhile, the major online betting platform Polymarket has Trump ahead of Harris at 60% to her 40%. Michael Danby, are you a man that likes to look at the betting markets as much as the polls?
Sportsbet's got Trump at $1.61 and Kamala at $2.32. Yep. I think they generally reflect the political consensus that Trump is ahead, and sporting betting has a good record as to predicting presidential and other political results, ironically better than polling.
What do you think?
Yes, I mean, they've been very volatile throughout this cycle, which I think is a realignment electorate, so it's been very hard for polling and betting markets to be reflective. But right now there is consolidation of where that consensus is. And importantly, half the electorate has already voted. 78 million people
and that's unusual
already voted.
To be that much.
To be that much. It was last time because of COVID, and last time was an aberration in many ways. But 78 million people have already voted. Republicans are surging. In those Sun Belt states that we just talked about on the path to victory, they're ahead of Democrats, which has never happened because Republicans don't like early voting. They're still behind in the Rust Belt states, but behind by less. So I think all of that is coming into the consensus and showing up in the betting markets.
There's a real change in Republican tactics.
Yeah.
So
do you reckon we're going to get a result on the day, on the night?
I have actually no idea.
I would say most likely no.
The results are so split.
So a lot of the states have already come out and signaled that they need days and days to count. Maricopa County in Arizona has said that. Nevada has said that, which is really embarrassing, I have to say, because there are other states that have far bigger populations and do it, and they don't. So since those swing states are signaling that, I think I wouldn't be surprised, unless it's a blowout, a real landslide for one candidate. You might see litigation and delayed counting, and unfortunately, this might drag out for a little bit longer.
Karl Rove says early voting and lots of Republican registration is going to be the key issue in this. And I think, as I've said on the program previously, young, male, Latina and black men are going to make the difference.
All right, let's go to the UK because they've just elected a new Tory leader there, Kemi Badenoch, and she's a firebrand. She's a true conservative. Have a listen to these recent comments she made on immigration.
People should not be made to feel guilty for questioning levels of immigration, legal or illegal, if it is changing the place they know and love. If people don't want their taxes to pay for foreign criminals to be in our jails or on our streets, those criminals should be removed.
Well, Kosha, she's going to take the fight up to Keir Starmer, and he has had a pretty rocky start to his time as Prime Minister.
He has. He's definitely faltered in his opening act. So she's got a wide opportunity that way to take advantage of that. And also because the Conservative Party there is going through an identity crisis and a little bit of a brand crisis, given how strong they were in 2019 and then the shellacking that they took last time. So she's able to really grab these key issues that the electorate feels disenfranchised about, like immigration, trade, culture, and really go for the jugular on them. She has a real opportunity, I think, to move the needle and regain the brand and some of that support from
Peter, what kind of a Labor government cuts pensioners' heating subsidies on the eve of winter as its first act? I mean, it's like someone there's got a suicide impulse.
You know, federal Labor often take a lot of the budget cues from the UK Labor government. We've seen that before with the Blair transfer of policies into Australia. We saw it with Julia Gillard, not just policies but also staff onto her team. So I'd be watching very carefully the Chancellor's first budget for a sense of what might come here.
Well, let's hope we don't have English winters here and Albo cutting back fuel subsidies. I don't think he will.
The Spanish are very, very angry about these floods, 200 dead, they think that death toll will be much higher, and mud being thrown at the King and Queen. Of course, the Spanish have got a tortured history with their monarchy. I think
they
do. Better be careful.
And there's this undercurrent of just dissatisfaction in general over there. And then when the emergency services failed to deliver, you could see that pressure cooker environment exploding.
And just quickly, this woman in Iran pulled up in the street because she wasn't wearing a veil, decides to strip off to make a political point. Now, incredibly brave, but she's been detained. So
as Me Too said, say her name, Ahu Darei, is a dead woman. Yeah. She's a dead woman. The mullahs have killed 1,000 people so far this year. It's like the last days in Germany at the end of the Second World War when the SS went around hanging people. They're delusional. Ahu Darei. And there's a 20-year-old Jewish boy who was executed because he defended himself in a knife fight against a Muslim, which is illegal in Iran. The mullahs are completely delusional. They're about to do a third ballistic missile attack on Israel.
I got to go. Thank you for that.